Okay, hello friends, welcome back to today's video. Alright, so I want us to look at the sum of the arithmetic series. Okay, what do we mean by a series? Because on our previous videos we were dealing with a sequence. Alright, so here it's the sum. Alright, so the sum makes whole lot of a difference. Okay, so sum in math we mean addition. Okay, so if you look at these two, all right, the first one here, this one, if you look at it, we have semicolons, while on the second one here we have the plus signs in between. So this is the sum of the arithmetic series. Okay, this is the sum of the arithmetic series. And the first one here, we have the arithmetic sequence. All right, so you have to know the difference. Okay, and when we look at these two formulas, we can see some differences. Okay, if you look inside here, we have n minus 1d, right? But here we have only L. All right, so when do we use these two formulas? It's very important to know when to use them. So the first one, we use it when we are not given the last term. Okay, so we don't have the last term, then we cannot use the first one. The second one, we use it when we are given the last term, which is L. What do I mean by last term? If you look at this series here in the box, all right, so if you look at this box, we have 39. The 39, we have it as a last term, so we know the last term. Sometimes let's just assume this 39 was not here, we just had only dots, right, without a term after the dots. That means that we don't know the last term. All right, but in this case the 39 is our last term. So if we are to calculate the sum of this arithmetic series, then we can use this. We can use the formula number 2. All right, so below here we have a series. Okay, we have arithmetic series. It is arithmetic because we have a common difference. All right, it is arithmetic because we have a common difference of a 4. Okay, we have a common difference of a 4. So by sum we mean addition, adding the terms. All right, if you look at these terms here, 3, 7 plus 11 and so forth, we can get the sum of these terms here. Okay, by adding we can get their terms. All right, so I want to quickly show you how to get the sum of an arithmetic series. All right, the sum of arithmetic series. Let me grab a paper. Right, so let's just assume, or we can use the same example here. All right, we can use the same example. So we have 3 plus the 7. Okay, we have 3 plus the 7 plus the 11 plus the 15 plus the 19. All right, plus 23 plus 27 plus 30, 31 plus 35 plus 39. Okay, so to get the sum, all right, we just add the terms. All right, but the option is or the condition is we can add these numbers. Okay, we can get the sum of these terms, right, going forth and back. All right, so we can get the sum of these terms going forth and back. All right, so we need to copy this backwards. All right, so you put down 39 plus 35 plus 31 plus 27 plus 23 plus 19 plus 15 plus 11 plus 7 and plus 3. All right, so we can get the sum of these terms, all right, going forth and back. So that is why we reverse it in this way. Okay, so the sum of the nth terms, the number of terms. If you look at this, we want to get the sum of the number of terms. How many terms? Let me just say n, right? N is equal to 10. Okay, forget about that. So n is 10. So if you count these terms, they are 10. Okay, so I want to get the sum of how many terms? They are 10. All right, so when you get, we add. All right, we add these two. Okay, these two series, the first and the second series. So we add these two. All right, so when you add, you're going to get 3 plus 39. All right, 7 plus 35, 11 plus 31. So when you add these, you're going to get 42. 42, like 10 times 42 plus 42, 1 2 3 4, 42 5, 42 5 plus 42 6 plus 42 7 plus 42 8 plus 42 9 plus 42 10. All right, so what does that mean? All right, so let me show you something. By now we're supposed to write down, I left out this, we're supposed to write down 2s10 because this is Sn or S10 plus S10 here. So this is S10, sum of 10 terms of the series and sum of the 10 terms of the series. So when I add the sum, we get 2s10 plus each, when we add in the columns, right, 10 columns, I'm getting 42 42 42. So 2 s10 is equal to 10, right, times 42. Okay, so when I divide here by the 2, okay, I divide the 2, I'm left with s10 is equal to 10 42. I'm not going to multiply or divide anything here, so I'm going to just leave it like that. So this is what we got. All right, from this we can add these forward and backward. So we add the two terms, the two series of 10 terms, and the two series of 10 terms. Okay, so this is what we get. Now I want us to take it even further to prove. Okay, in an exam, guys, you are required in an exam to prove this formula. Okay, you are required to prove this formula, so you need at least to know, when you go into your exam, know how to prove this formula. Okay, so let us try and see how this formula was derived. All right, so let's see how this formula was derived. I want us to look at something here. Okay, we have 3 7 11. Okay, so these are the three terms that we have. Let me just put a plus. Okay, because today we are dealing with the sum of the arithmetic series, right? We have 3 7 plus 11. So if you look at this, okay, we know that this is T1 plus T2 plus T3, okay, and from 3 plus 7 plus 11, we know that A is equal to 3, okay, we know that A is equal to 3, and we know as well from 3 plus 7 plus 11 that the difference here is a 4, right? So this is the difference here. The difference is a 4. So I'm adding 4 to 3 to get 7, okay? So the difference is 4. The first term is A. So we know from the formula, okay, Tn A plus n minus 1d. Okay, we know that if I want to get T1, okay, if I'm looking to get T1, let's assume A is A, right? Plus n is the position of the term. That is, when I put T1, I need to put 1 as well, minus 1d. Alright, so T1 as a result, I'm going to get A. Why I am getting A? Because 1 subtract 1 is 0 times D is 0. So T1 is the same as A. That is why from here you can see that T1 is equal to A, which is 3. What about T2? So if I want to get T2, we leave A as it is. But where there is n, as we put T2, we need to put 2 as well, minus 1d. Okay, so what is the answer here? It is A. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times d plus ad. Okay, let us continue and look at T3. T3, we leave A, but where there is n, since we put 3 on T, we need to put 3 for n, D, right? So T3 is A plus, what is 3 minus 1? It's a 2 times D, so we have 2D, right? So we see a pattern here, okay? We see a pattern because, guys, we are trying to derive the formula. But what is the pattern here? What is the first term? We have T1, T2, T3, okay? What is T1 from our calculation? T1 is A, right? We can just say plus, since we're dealing with the sum of the series, plus. What is T2? T2 we calculated here to be A plus D, A plus D, plus. What is T3, right? So T3 is A plus 2D, A plus 2D. So we see that this is how we got the 3 plus the 7 plus the 11. So we added, all right, we added a 4, that is D. We added here a 4, right? We added a 4 to get the next term. So 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 4, 11. All right. So the 4 is the D. So on A, you are going to put a 3. Okay. Plus D, which is 4. A plus 2D. D is 4. So you see what is happening here. Now, what am I trying to achieve here? Since we are trying to calculate, okay, not to prove, I mean, trying to prove or calculate the equation, right? Let me put it that way. So the formula, the formula is here. So what do we have is that we want to get the sum, okay? So look at this. So this is what we received, okay? A plus D plus A plus 2. So this can continue, right? We can get T4, we can get T5, right? So this can continue plus something until to the last term, until to the last term. All right, we can progress as much as we want. All right, so what about getting the sum? So we add this back and forth, right? We add this. Now let us try to apply that for this. We want to get the sum. Sorry, let us try and get the sum. Let us try to get the sum, okay? The sum of this, okay? So the sum of n terms, since we do not know the number of terms, okay? So is equal to a plus d, okay? This is what we have, plus a, right? A plus 2d, okay, plus we do not know, right? Until, right, there are many terms here, that's why I'm putting these dots. So plus when we go to the last term, we subtract. So now we're gonna put the last term, so that is L minus 2d plus, okay, plus L minus AD plus L, okay? So this is what we have. As we continue progressing, adding this, right? So this is what we have, okay? So remember, to satisfy the condition of adding, right? We can add, we need to add back and forth, so we reverse this, okay? So Sn, this is 1, this is 2. So let me just say Sn is equal to, so we take the reverse, that is L plus L minus D, okay, L minus AD, okay, L minus D, then plus, okay, L minus D, L plus L minus D plus L minus 2D, okay, plus some terms in between, then plus, okay, we have done this A plus 2D, A plus 2D, and then plus A plus the D plus A, okay? So unfortunately I wrote I consumed the space, that's what I wanted to say. So unfortunately this cannot line up perfectly. I wish it lined up perfectly so that you guys can see. So from here we do the summation, okay? So before the equal sign we add Sn plus Sn. What is Sn plus Sn? Is 2Sn is equal to, right, is equal to. So from here we need to add, okay, we need to add these terms like we did on, let me get that paper so to show you what I'm about to do here. There is an example where I All right, so this is the previous example. Okay, so I was working out here with you guys. You saw that I was adding down, adding 3 plus 39, 7 plus 35. So the same applies. Okay, so the same applies. Let's just go ahead and add. So you add a plus l, right? So this is what, let me show you here. So we're gonna add a plus the l, right? So we're gonna receive a plus l, right? So we go to the second one. The second one is a plus d and l minus ad. So what you see is that the a and the l, right, we add it plus a plus l, okay, but the d, okay, is positive, and the d here at the bottom is negative, so that becomes 0. We continue adding a plus l, a plus l, but the same thing continues to happen for d. So d is positive, 2d and minus the 2d, okay, so minus the 2d, yes, minus the 2d. So d, right, is getting lost, is subtracted, right, as much as possible. So we find out that we are only going to receive a plus l, a plus l, a plus l continuously, all right, for some number of terms, So what is it that we are going to get? We are going to get 2, okay, Sn is equal to n, isn't it? We are going to get that for some time, right? Multiplied by, okay, so multiplied by, we're going to get a plus l for some n number of times, which we do not know, though, but repeatedly of a plus l. So that is a plus l. Yeah, so I hope you guys understand. Now I'm gonna divide here by 2 because we are looking for sum of the number of terms, not twice the sum of the number of terms, but just sum of the number of terms. All right, so what do we receive? We receive n a plus l divided by 2. So you can see that this is what we receive. Okay, so this is the formula, right? The second formula, if you look at this, okay, so on our example it is this formula, right? N divided by 2 is equal to a plus l, right? So it is the same, okay, it is the same as mine here. Sn is equal to n, so the 2 we can bring it here, all right, a plus l, all right. But what about the first formula? How do you reach to this first formula? We know there's no need. We know that Tn is the same as L, is the same as a plus n minus 1d. All right, so where there is L, you are going to substitute this. Okay, so where there is L, just go ahead and substitute. Let me try and write that. So in the formula, right, this formula Sn is equal to n divided by 2, a plus, okay, what is L? L is Tn, which is a plus n minus 1d. Okay, so Sn is n divided by 2. If you check inside the bracket, we have two a's, so we add, that is 2a plus n minus 1d. So this is how we receive this formula. So I hope you guys are following. Okay, so this is how easy it is. Actually, I took pretty much time solving this problem, but it is easy, as like I was trying my best to make sure that you guys just not only uh, cram the formula, but you get to know exactly how to derive it. So I'll see you in the next video. Okay, next video I'll see you guys. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. We post a link on our video, so you click the link and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Basic Math Academy. On our Facebook, that is Basic Math Page. So you guys um, join us for each and every video that we post. Thank you.